Hey guys, I just want to give you kids a quick update. Brandon and Gwen, I can't even remember what I told you guys on Thursday or Friday when I got home. I was sort of in a went through manic episodes. That's how I did my videos, couple videos, and how I talked to you guys. Otherwise, you can see I'm unapproachable. What I've been doing is just listening to every bit of parasite information I can find on biofilms and parasites. And what I'm doing, guys, is I'm gonna make a playlist, and I'll make it public. Look for that possibly this evening. If not, it'll be tomorrow sometime. I don't know. But here in the next day or so, I'll put that up. Just the stuff that I've found. I'm not putting up everything. I mean, I've watched 30, 40 fucking videos and done a lot of reading. So I'm not putting up everything. I'll just put up a couple things on biofilms, a couple things on parasites, just to try to give you guys a idea of what's going on, because this is so pervasive. I think this is the underlying control mechanism that needs to be addressed prior to the frequencies, because the frequencies are being turned on and off, whereas these things are living inside of us every day, every moment, and are not allowing us to do anything that doesn't agree with what they want us to do that benefits them. So, and which is ultimately the destruction of the host body. So I'll be posting that. I'm gonna make 2 playlists, one with the parasites and biofilm, and then one with the different herbs and detox protocols and binders, explaining binders and etc. But you guys are gonna have to do your own research. I can't even carry my fucking self. So you guys are gonna have to do your own goddamn research and figure this shit out. I would suggest you fucking, get on this shit now. Especially if you can see, skin itchiness, rashes, uncontrollable sugar urges, uncontrollable processed food urges, mood swings up and down, forgetfulness, problems sleeping at night, nightmares, intense sexual urges, extreme tiredness out of nowhere, constant hunger, never can get full. If you guys are experiencing any of that, brain fog, confusion, these are all base caused by a parasitical bacterial infection of the organism. These parasites, there's thousands of different kinds, and they range everywhere from controlling your mind to do self-destructive behavior, and to make you stand at the top of a mountain and look over and want to just jump off. Brandon, with me and you have talked about that for years, how we've always been like that. That is a parasite influence. Huge. Some of the stories I've been listening to just send shivers up my spine, because if I've been dealing with a parasitical bacterial infection since I was a kid, which it most likely is seeming like now, and then on top of that, it was exacerbated by the concussions, the self-destructive behavior, the eating nothing but poisons, drinking extremely heavily, unbelievable amounts of alcohol daily for decades. You guys better get your asses fucking in gear and started on this shit. I'm this close to just walking out, because I'm so tired of running my goddamn fucking cock-sucking piece of shit mouth. This thing fucking pisses me off so fucking bad. you know, again, it's just, I mean, I'm still getting to the bottom of these fucking things. And, you know, again, just realizing, you know, that I underestimated the parasites, but we have to remember, if these things have been controlling me since the fucking day I was born, or at a very young age, which everything is connecting perfectly, that this was a parasitical bacterial thing that I've been dealing with my whole goddamn life, with my ADHD, my autism, my fucking acting out, my can't sit still, my refusal to sit down, my refusal to cooperate, my refusal to go along, my refusal to do any of that. You know, if this is being fueled and being confused between a bacterial parasitical infection as well as the fact that our environments are heavily poisoned and toxified, and that I'm so sensitive to all these things now that it's almost impossible for me to even fucking function. Good luck, guys. Yeah, go ahead, keep on eating that shit that you guys eat. Keep on playing these fucking games. Keep on delaying. Keep on coming up with your excuses. Keep on fucking around, and just adding more and more onto your fucking issues that you're going to end up having to take care of. Because, like I said, I mean, you guys are going to have to do your own research from here. You know, you're going to have to figure out, like I said, I'll post all the herbs, I'll post all the binders, I'll post the information. You guys can look it all up and come up with your own fucking plans and figure this shit out. But this is, like I've been saying all along, this is a completely individual journey. Everybody's got to do this themselves. You know, and if you're going in with the group, all that group is doing, if you guys are all parasitical and have the same biofilm that is communicating between you and whoever else that you are got in your little group to make you feel good, so that way you don't have to change or do anything, and so that way you can feel comfortable and happy where you're at, and just la-di-da, and like it's all a goddamn joke and none of it fucking matters. You got to remember that everybody, birds of a feather flock together, and you're attracting through this biofilm, through these parasites. They're communicating. They can communicate. They know. The hosts don't even have to talk to each other. They know. Just like with trees are communicating through their root systems, their deep root systems underground, and everything else is communicating. These parasites are communicating with. So when you're hanging out with these groups that you think, oh, well, you know, we all need our tribe, we all need it. No, you're looking for an excuse. You're looking for, your parasites are freaking out and they're telling you to go find safety in numbers. It's that way you don't do what you know you're going to need to do, with the intense self-reflection it takes to take the personal responsibility and be disciplined and do what you have to do. These parasites know it, because you are sending signals to your brain by saying that you want to get rid of them, and that you're planning. You guys have been fucking planning this for the past year. They already know. That's why that you can't fucking do anything. That's why you're all fucking talking. You can't fucking do anything, is because you keep on signaling to these goddamn parasites, and then they're bamboozling you. That's what happened to me. I took my eye off the ball, took my eye off the game. It just for a second started smoking weed, and what next thing I fucking knew, within 5 days I was smoking. From the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, I became complacent. Even though I kept up with my fucking extremely strict diet, extremely fucking strict everything, I took my eye off the ball and I quit. I started treating this like it didn't matter, like it was all a game. And I missed all the signs. I was shitting out biofilm. I was shitting out this mucus, and because it was at the top of the toilet, and I was shitting it out for months, and I didn't put two and two together. I just didn't put two and two together. I just didn't. And you got to understand that these fucking things are only going to allow you to see so much. And if you aren't fighting, if your soul's not fighting to take back of your avatar, then the fucking parasites are on the other end, and they're going to win, because they're pulling 20 times harder than you are, because they count on their survival. You're so goddamn lazy, undisciplined, have no fucking personal responsibility. You fucking say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And a year later, you're still doing the same fucking thing you were doing fucking last year. I'm so tired of fucking doing this. I want to fucking cut my tongue out. I want to throw a bag on my back and I want to take the fuck off. That's what I want to do because I see everything else as a goddamn trap. Everything else is a trap. Everything else is a lie. Everything else is a trap. Everything else is to destroy. Everything else is to take advantage. Everything else is to, even the people that are nice to you, they're just looking for a fucking tribe. They're fucking parasites. They're scaredness. They're fucking programming. They're fear programming. They're just looking for somewhere to hide. They're looking for safety in numbers. Until you fucking do this work, until you stand up, until you fucking realize that you're the most powerful fucking thing on earth and you start acting in that way, you don't deserve anything. If you die, you deserve to come back here. All you ever did the whole fucking time you were here was serve this fucking place. Work your dick off and worship money, worship cars, worship material possessions, worship sex, worship fucking movies, worship entertainment, worship fucking movie stars, worship sports authorities, worship fucking politics, worship experts, worship anything this fucking world gives you except for fucking yourself and your own innate fucking unbelievable powers. And take care of yourself. So what the fuck do you think's gonna happen to you when you fucking die? You're gonna come right fucking back here. It's just common fucking sense. You say you're in so much pain and you hate this place, but you indulge. Every day you gotta have your alcohol. Every day you gotta have your sugar. Every day you gotta have your fucking entertainment. Every day you gotta have your weed. Every day you gotta have your drugs. Every day you gotta have your processed chemical bullshit they call food. Every day you gotta have it all. But you don't want to be here. But every day you gotta have all of that. All of it, all of it, all of that. Fucking disgusting. If you can't see it, you're a hypocrite. I can see it and I'm still a hypocrite. So wake up. I wish to have no conversations with no fucking body. I don't want, like I said, I wish I could just cut my tongue out so that way I didn't have to even fucking respond with having to look at somebody when they were talking to me. I'm just so tired of this. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of armchair quarterbacks and cocksuckers that sit on their fucking couch all day and eat their fucking poisons and let their fucking parasites fucking dictate the shit that comes out of their fucking face. Useless, senseless horse shit that sends you around in circles and none of it makes goddamn sense. So, yeah, but I'm not even talking about any of my ideas or plans for the next, couple weeks, because I realized that these things have been getting the jump on me. So I'm not even going to talk about anything right now until probably about a week or so from now. When after I clear out a bunch of this and, because I've realized that they've been getting the jump on me and hiding in muscle tissues and biofilm and all kinds of stuff wherever they can hide. And my diet's just been so clean for so long, over a year now. I mean, extremely strict, and everything I eat right now, almost everything, I'd say 90% of what it goes in my mouth right now is directly involved in creating an environment that is non-conducive to parasitical bacterial life. So, that's what's necessary. And this might be another fucking year. This might be another 2 years. This might be another 3 years going through this. I don't know. I don't know how deep. I don't know how bad my biofilm is. They can build biofilm. Ear infection, guys. Ear infection is nothing but biofilm built up by bacteria inside your ear. Same thing with your eyes. Like my eyesight goes sometimes. It's just biofilm that these parasites and these bacteria is building up over my lens. And that's all it is. It's biofilm because it comes and goes. It comes and goes, as I stress out or whatever, or, you know, prior to the past week, you know, I mean, I'd say before I was eating 60% of what I was eating, 70% of what I was eating, you know, was directly related to creating an environment non-conducive to parasitical bacterial life. But now, you know, like I said, it's about 95% of what goes in my mouth right now is going to be, because I'm only eating food as medicine. And, you know, that's the other thing I got away from. You know, I was eating way too much, even though I was eating nothing but whole raw foods, no nuts. I wasn't even eating nuts because I was overindulging last year in nuts when I was eating nuts. So I quit. When I got off the juices, I didn't even go back on any nuts. It's just been nothing but straight up veggies and goddamn fruits and herbs. And you know, so yeah, guys, you better take this fucking seriously. You're coming right fucking back here. You could die tomorrow, you could die today. You're coming right the fuck back here. If you aren't going to address these things and you're going to just fucking continue to feed these things and worship, because, you know, worship's wherever your attention, time, your money, whatever goes. You know, and if it's all going to food, entertainment, fun, drugs, alcohol, weed, you know, those things, then it's obvious that you're worshiping, you know, your parasites, and you're giving power to them, and you're feeding them, and you're giving them authority over you. So, you know, it's your decision, and you have to make it. Yeah, there's so much, but again, I don't want to say anything until after I do a deep cleanse. So, I mean, I'm cleaning every day, but I have, you know, some things that are going on that will be happening in the next week or so, and yeah, I don't think on them because, again, because if they're able to transcribe by the chemical messenger signals in my brain when I'm thinking, and able to influence me and otherwise and to do otherwise by sending different chemical messengers when they see something that they don't like, then I'm constantly being railroaded. I'm constantly being misdirected. You know, I'll get on the right path and then misdirection. Get on the right path and misdirection. Get on the right path and misdirection. And then that's why I'm not, you know, that's why it feels like you're just running and not getting anywhere, you know. So, and I am getting somewhere. It's just like I said, you know, I started this 3 years ago. So, you know, I had built up 42 years worth of nothing but self-destructive, evil behavior, you know, pleasure-seeking, self-gratification, instant gratification, always about being comfortable because I was always uncomfortable. So, you know, when dealing with the CPTSD, which is the childhood trauma and abuse, and then if there's any kind of targeted individual TI stuff involved with my family, with me, and then on top of that, most likely a parasitical bacterial infection, possibly implanted prior to or at birth or very soon afterwards. Again, if you look at, there's just so many things that have become revealed to me that are so plain to see now that this has happened in the past week, that I was being a veil placed over and I was only allowed to see partial, and I had that confusion and I knew there was more to it, but I couldn't see it. And it's because, again, guys, these things are blinding us. They're tricking us at every fucking turn. And if you don't recognize your enemy and you aren't willing to admit and recognize that he's there, he's going to fucking control you and destroy you. And that's what's happening to all of us. And, you know, even though that, you know, last year I think I had a video when I realized about the parasites, and I said, oh my God, I'm loaded up with parasites, and I started my parasitical. What I was doing last year and up until now, I had no clue how dangerous, pervasive, and how much these things had a role to play in what is going on with us, besides just the intentional toxic environments that are in place from this matrix and its controllers that run it, and the signals and the bad fake chemical processed foods. So again, everything we do matters, and if you aren't going to treat your life like that, then you're living for somebody else. You're a pawn in somebody else's game. You're a stooge, you're a pawn, you're being used. Even if you're a rook or a knight, you'll never be a king in that game, because they've already got their king set up. You're just being used, and it doesn't matter how much at this certain time it may be benefiting you and life's great. They are about destruction and suffering, and you will eventually pay, and you will be reincarnated back here because you worshipped this place. No matter how much you said you suffered or you don't want to come back, if that's all you did was indulge in the pleasures and then called it copes as your excuse, it's still, that's just an excuse you're using. Everybody else, you know inside that that's you worshiping this place. So no excuses. Figure your shit out, and good luck. Take care of yourself, because nobody else will. These motherfuckers, all of them, everything outside of you wants to use you, abuse you, and ultimately see your destruction. So if you aren't taking care of yourself and you're just seeking safety, air quotes safety, in groups, large numbers, or even if it's just one other person, just to give you a reason to not have to do anything, or because it makes you feel safer, you're going to have to eventually address that. Your fear, is eventually going to have to be addressed, and maybe that'll happen when you die, and you're ultimately alone. But it's going to happen. You're going to have to address those things. So you can run and hide and run from one comfortable spot to another, and just think that you're just going to, if you can just lay low enough and stay quiet enough and not say anything and not stir the pot, that everything's going to work out, and it's going to be all good for you, and you're not going to have to do this again. You're not going to have to put any hard work in, and you're not going to have to sweat, and you're not going to have to cry, and you're not going to have to bleed, and you're not going to have to, do everything you can and actually think and use your brain and your willpower and take responsibility. And it's not going to work, guys. These are the parasites that make you afraid, that make you crawl up in a little ball and hide behind your sheets and just hope everything will go away and be quiet. Those are your parasites. You are nothing but a parasite-controlled nothing. Until you take care of these parasites, you're just a chunk of flesh that ain't worth shit, and your spirit is dead. And it's that simple.